I don't buy new cars, I don't buy brand names. I go to Goodwill for my clothes. I like to save money, I like to find bargains. It's the life I chose. I throw nothing away, I'll find a use another day for all this junk I keep. My neighbors all hate me, they abuse and berate me, 'cause I like doing it cheap. Yeah, I like doing it cheap. Welcome to another episode of Doing It Cheap. Well, how y'all doing? We got us another video here. One of my viewers told me about how he makes his homemade wine. And I thought, man, that sounds like a cool idea. So I thought I'd share it with y'all. And it occurred to me yesterday whenever I was doing the Welch's grape wine. You know, I was looking at my recipe, and I noticed that doing a 1.75 liter jug, I was using 1.75 cups. So that means that I use a cup of sugar for each liter of juice, and then a quarter to a half a teaspoon of yeast. So that makes it real easy to remember how much sugar you need. A cup of sugar for every liter of juice. Okay, well, let me show you something. My viewer says, Bob, I go to Aldi and they've got, he said, a 2-liter bottle of apple juice for like $1.89. Well, it's not 2 liters, it's 2 quarts. Okay, it's 1.89 liters, but it's close enough. A quart is 32 ounces, and I think a liter is 33 point something ounces. So it's not enough that we're going to worry about. So we're going to say that I use a cup of sugar for each liter or each quart. Okay? But when I'm making a gallon, I really don't use 4 cups. I usually use about 3.5. But it's something you can play with. You know, the neat thing about a recipe is once you've made it one time, you can play with it and do it different the next. You know, you want it sweeter, add more sugar. And I was telling everybody, you know, the yeast I use is just that Fleshman's yeast from Walmart, right up there by the flour and stuff. I don't worry about buying the winemaker's yeast. And a woman asked me, says, is that active yeast? Hell, I don't know. It says Fleshman's active dry yeast. You tell me. But like I said, we don't take this and put it in a bowl of warm water to activate it. We just put it right in our wine jug. And speaking of just putting it right in there, that batch I started yesterday's already got suds and froth on top of it. It's working so hard. All right, well, let me show you what we're going to do here to make this so simple. So all you got to do is buy you a 2-quart jug of apple juice. I've never made apple wine before. I'm looking forward to it. And you need 2 cups of sugar and a little bit of yeast. Let's see what we can come up with here. Now I know that whenever I try to pour this back in this jug, it ain't gonna fit because I'm gonna add that much sugar to it. But I got an empty wine bottle here. I'm gonna put the excess in. All I'm gonna do is, in this 100% juice, I'm just going to pour it in the pitcher. It's at room temperature. It's not at all chilled. Two cups of sugar. And since I just opened this yesterday, I know this will still be good. So I'm going to get a little bit of this yeast here. It don't take a whole lot. Now right there's plenty. I'll put that in there, okay? Now all I got to do is stir that up until the sugar is dissolved. I looked at that wine bottle and I was thinking about, you know, the excess is going to go in there and make a little bottle of wine. And I asked my wife, do we have any balloons? Because I don't have a screw and count for that. And she said, no. I said, well, do we have any condoms? And she looked at me like, what the hell for? Well, it's pretty mixed up to me. Whew. Man, that tastes like an apple pie. Mmm. It does. Got sugar into that apple juice, just like an apple pie. So by having this extra pitcher here, I'm able to just pour right back in the same bottle it come out of. I want to leave a little head space. That ought to be enough. We'll find out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest in that bottle right there. It didn't make a full ball. It made, how much is in there? Almost a half a bottle. I'll just stick a cork on there for right now. Now, all right. Well, I'm gonna go set that somewhere dark, and I'm gonna set that somewhere dark and warm. I'll loosen up the cap to where it can breathe a little bit, and I think I'll just leave that cork a little bit loose and let that little bottle do what it wants to. let it pop that top off of there. Well, that's it. That's an easy way to make some wine. That's it. That's all there is to it, folks. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye.